Jesus Christ, you people suck.
Wow.
Wolverine wanted to be just...
Back in the days when we played video games, it was hardcore for the nerdy and lazy. Now things have changed and all our video games are also for the casual and lady.
But that's okay, you know the score. We told you a million times before. Playing consoles, not just games, is in the past. And every week you listen to the best damn internet radio crew. It's the N4G podcast. It's the N4G podcast.
All right, it's time for another week and another year of N4G Radio. This is episode 729 for January 2nd, 2023. It's the year of the Jordan. Now on the show this week, we got the Wombat,
Yes, sir.
and we got Torch.
Happy New Year, friends.
Happy New Year. It is another revolution, another year. We all
We
up in
made it.
this.
Yep.
Man, we were talking about this before the show, but like we're coming into this, I'm like, I've been off for 2 weeks. I ain't played shit.
It's gonna be a light day.
Yeah, I should have played a lot. I started a lot. Like there was like a bunch of games in my backlog. I'm like, I need to get into this. And then
I did the same thing.
I spent almost every goddamn day playing Overwatch with these fools.
But it's such a good time.
It is.
Even when we're frustrated, it's a good time.
It's better when we got like a 3 to 5 stack. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, but anyway, I'll kick it off. Terrence, what'd you play over the holiday?
Oh my goodness. Well, I played Overwatch, of course. So I guess like you, I kind of dabbled. Kind of went back and played some of this, some of that. I went back and messed with some more chorus. That was the other thing. I was like looking at some stuff that I was trying to highlight for my game of the year and everything. But I went back and played some more of that. That game is so good and it looks so good.
That was last year.
Was it?
Was it like Wombat? Didn't we talk about that game on last year's Game of the Year?
I think so.
I swear Chorus was 2021.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Okay, well, let's go with that then. Then don't even worry about it. What,
He's like, I played my Game of the Years. Oh, Chorus for
the only
2021.
thing that matters is that it is a great game.
Oh, it is. It is absolutely.
Yeah, December 3rd, 2021.
Ha-ha!
Okay.
See?
Okay, damn. All right, but yeah, so I went back and I was messing with that, and then because I was in like a spacey mood, like I had Rebel Galaxy Outlaw, which is kind of sort of like Chorus, but it's more open world, and you can kind of what's the old like Freelancer, those kind of games. So you kind of make your mark. You can go for bounties, you can do some mining, you can do trading, that kind of thing.
What's this called again?
It's called Rebel Outlaw Galaxy.
What's it on?
It's on Xbox. It's on.
Is it?
Actually, it's on everything. Yeah, it's on. It's not the Series X because it came out when the Xbox, I think, One X came out.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good. I'll drop the link in the thing.
I'll have to check that out.
But so I messed with some of that, and then again some more Overwatch with y'all. Played some more Witcher. That still looks good. The updates they did on that, man, is just like the combat and stuff, like some of the animations that they added or whatever. Like that game is good. Goodness, I can't even think what else. Fortnite again. We just kind of dabbled. Little Doom Eternal.
Oh, God, you went back to Eternal?
Yeah, I never finished it. Like I played it. Like I don't even know how far I got into it, but I never finished it. So I went back and played some levels of that.
That game finally broke me. That game finally broke me with the DLC. Like I couldn't finish the DLC.
What, was it too hard? Too
Dude,
puzzly?
Eternal was hard anyway, and that DLC was just like, nah, fuck it, we're gonna make it 6 times harder.
Got you.
and it broke me. I stopped.
I got you. I think that's why I stopped originally, is because it is hard. That's why, because when I went back, I only did like a level, and I was like, well, that was good. Like it,
Like you finish it and you like sweating and you wore out and you're like, oh man, nah.
So much jumping and dodging and swinging and all, like, oh my god, like yeah. That's shit. That's probably it. Like for real, I played a lot of Overwatch. Like that's when I think back, that's the only game that I can consistently for real remember playing.
I played way too much Overwatch over the past few weeks. I mean, I maxed the battle. Well, I didn't max the battle pass, but I like hit level 99 last night.
Jeez. See, I'm close to 80. Like I'll have 80 today, so I'll have my Junker Queen skin finally.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Man. And it's like, what, another like 40 some odd days to the battle pass?
Yeah, and it's like I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, what do I have to look forward to in Season 3? Because there's not a character.
Oh, there's not? I thought a character was coming every...
No, they're going to start... They did that for the first two, but they're going to rotate after that. And I don't know, like... Because we got a map and a character with this one. And it's like, well, what's next? It's like, is it just a map? What if it's just a map? It's like, oh man, your new maps haven't been great, so that doesn't really get me excited.
Yeah, they really haven't. Wow,
But at least the next season should bring back Numbani and Havana, which I have missed. I have not played those maps in 4 or 5 months now.
Yeah. You know what they'll probably do is, since this is not going to have a character, it'll be a big draw. I bet this is where they start maybe their partnerships, like Fortnite is with was My Hero Academia and Dragon Ball Z.
I paid $25 for some fucking skin. That I can't see.
You won't, but we've seen people.
I ain't seen a lot. I ain't seen a lot. I still ain't seen a lot.
You're right.
Like in Fortnite, like every match, people got skins.
True, but I think is that when they do those partnerships, well, some of them, not all of them, some of those partnerships are just battle pass skins. So I mean, they're gonna have to do something to make the battle pass enticing if they're not gonna have a character on there for the people that's not. No, you have to unlock it anyway. Well, no, yeah, if they're not paying for the battle pass, like if they're strictly free to play with it.
I don't know. They suck at it so far. So
they really do. So yeah, but I'll go ahead. We're talking about a lot of Overwatch. I'm done. That's what I played. So yeah.
All right. Well, I'll move on to the Wombat. Maybe.
He left. He was like, you know what?
No, I didn't leave. Sorry, I was on mute.
He was sleeping.
So I played a lot more Dragon Quest Treasures. That game continues to be really good. It's got it's got several neat mechanics in it, but the general gameplay loop of picking your monsters, those monsters determining your chances of finding treasure on any of the given islands that you can go to, picking the island you want to go to, finding as much treasure as you can carry, going back, getting it appraised to see how much money it's all worth, ranking up and repeating is pretty satisfying. And it's nice that you can... I think I mentioned this last week, but in any given battle with a monster, there's a chance that they're going to want to join your team. And so you can, add new monsters and stuff to your team, or at least that will want to join your team, and then you have to pay their fee for them to be able to join. It's got a really satisfying loop to it. So I'm enjoying that. And then in the not so happy news, so I kept going back and forth about whether I wanted to keep playing High on Life or not. I'm on I can't even remember what they're called now. The 3 siblings that have tongues hanging out of their bottom.
Oh, the brothers.
Yeah. So I was on that level, and I'm just not really enjoying the game. I'm not really enjoying the actual gameplay, and the humor is, I don't know, it's just not really my type necessarily, and it's starting to grate on me a little bit. But I thought, you know what? I'm this far into it. I should just go ahead and finish the game. So I started trying to play it again, got into a boss fight with one of those brothers, killed him. When I killed him, he went sliding across the floor and kind of clipped into the wall. And so now my objective says I need to gather DNA from him, but I can't. I can't interact with him, and I can't leave the boss arena because I can't interact with him. So I said, you know what? That's my sign. I'm done. So I have quit that game and will not be going back to it.
I mean, that game is built mostly on its humor, and if you weren't digging that, I could totally see why you wouldn't even bother.
Yeah, it's not really my like. I enjoy the sort of stuttering, explain the joke humor when it's used sparingly, but it's like half the game is like that kind of okay. I don't know. I don't know if we can do that. Can we do that?
Morty's humor,
the copyright and all that. I don't know. Well, I guess we did it. So we'll see. We'll see what happened. I guess like that is funny for me on occasion. But it's like half the game is like that, and eventually it gets to the point where it's like, okay, it's not really funny anymore. So that coupled with the fact that the gameplay is just, in my opinion, at least not that good. And now I've had 2 glitches in boss fights that threaten to make me repeat the boss fight. It's just like, okay, it's not worth me continuing on. So God bless everyone who loves it. And I'm glad that it worked out for you, but it's just not for me. So I moved on from that and started playing Chained Echoes again. And that game is awesome. And it's just like, it's this sort of art and graphical style for an RPG is already in my sweet spot. But when it's this art and graphical style that's specifically built for 4K displays, and not, originally built for a CRT TV and now being run on a 4K display, it's just gorgeous. So, yeah, and I still love the combat system in that game as well. So, yeah, I'm really, really digging that game and intend to hopefully try to finish that up before Game of the Year, but even if not, at least put some substantial time into it before Game of the Year. So, and then other than that, I played a lot of Survivor IO like always, and that I think is it.
All right. I wish I had a whole lot to talk about, but I really don't. Like Terrence, I went back and dabbled. I was trying to get something to grab me. I did manage to get back into Power Wash Simulator. The reason I quit is because every time I would do a percentage of a job and leave the game, it would reset my progress, which is, if you've ever played that game, it's really deflating to get like 70% done, and then it's like, nah, you can start over. So I finally took advantage of, these new console, the quick resume shit, which I don't ever use because I don't trust it, but I'm like, you know what? I trust quick resume more than I trust this game to save my goddamn progress. And that's worked out so far. So like, I've slowly started like kicking through the end of that game. I think I'm probably getting very close to the end. So I may finish that up. I did also, so I played through No More Heroes on the Switch, and it was bad, like, technically, but it was still, like, an interesting game. So I went back and started playing through that on the Xbox. I did review it, but obviously didn't need to play all the way through it because it was just more like, hey, how does this run compared to the Switch version? And I'd forgot, like, how fun that game is for the boss fights, and I'd also forgotten how goddamn boring the in-between boss fights was. Like, some of that crap you have to do is like, well, you can, you've completed the missions that you need to do, but now you got to collect the money, and it's like, so I got to go plunge a toilet. And I'd also forgotten like how much that game is like, all right, everything has to be a flourish. So like every time you do a mission, it's got to do like 20 different screens of like, hey, you completed the thing, congratulations, you're the winner.
Yep.
I was like, oh my god, just let me skip it. And you can't. And then I also remembered how much I hated the what's her name? The musical chairs lady. Oh fuck, I can't remember her name. That boss fight is fucking terrible.
See, I didn't even get because I didn't actually talk about this game because I bought it and I refunded it. I didn't realize Xbox lets you refund stuff.
Oh
but,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
they
As long
let
as you don't
refund
play
stuff.
it for a certain amount of time, yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it because I was able to refund Crisis Core because I was like, nah to that, and I refunded No More Heroes because the boss fight like because I did the first boss fight, but yeah, after that I was like, this is not what I thought it was going to be. Like I
Yeah,
don't
the
know what
stuff
I
in
thought,
between
but
boss fights is like, okay.
yeah. So okay.
Yeah, that game, I love that game, but it is very much a No More Heroes game of like, you're gonna love the goofy shit we do, but holy fuck, that mundane in between gameplay is not great.
Yep. Because I did love I laughed, like it was funny, like but no, the in between, I was like, I'm never going to finish this.
It's a slog. Like me revisiting it over the break, I've probably played it in like 10 sessions, and I've only got like 4.5 hours into it. If that tells you how long I could stomach playing it.
Yep. See, that's why I refunded it because I was like, I'm never going to finish it, and since I can refund it, I might as well not even waste the money. So
yeah, and you're right. Speaking of Crisis Core, I played some more of that because I still got to write my review, and that game has the same problem of like, okay, so like there's some moments that are pretty cool, and then what the fuck are these missions I just got to do over and over and over and over? It's like, we did this earlier in the year, and it was more interesting with Stranger of Paradise.
Yep. Yeah. I played that. I went back. Man, damn. I did go back to that. That's super good. And
Yeah,
right.
like that game is interesting in the way that they handle those. Like you're literally doing the same thing over and over and over again, but it's more interesting than Crisis Core. And I'm not trying to be negative here, but Crisis Core feels exactly like this is a relevant topical conversation, but Crisis Core feels like the Final Fantasy that Squaresoft was like, yeah, Xbox, you can have that one.
Yep. It absolutely does.
Like, it's like the dude's like, I want Final Fantasy 7, and Square's like, we got Final Fantasy 7 at home, it's called Crisis Core, that's the one you get. You don't get the good one, you don't get the fancy Final Fantasy, you get this.
Yep. You get the Crisis Core, which, we use the same UI and everything from the 7 remake. I think it's the same graphics engine and everything. But
it's not as
the
good.
same game.
It's not quite as good as Final Fantasy 7. It's good, but it's not quite as good.
Okay.
But yeah, it is literally like you get that version of McDonald's. You don't get McDonald's, you get McDowell's. That's what you get. So,
I love that we got so much Coming to America jokes on the show lately. I love it.
You know what? That movie's amazing, and I still don't remember.
Is.
I still don't remember what happened in the sequel. So
I haven't even watched the sequel.
It's funny. I watched it one time, and I can't tell you the story. I watched it one time. It's not as good as the original, though. Not by a long shot.
No,
it's actually kind of sad because I guess James Earl Jones didn't get to film his scenes with the cast, like. And I read this after watching the movie, but all his scenes he did like in his house, in his bedroom, with just, he was in costume and stuff, but he never actually, interacted with the other cast members.
That was
Really?
filmed during COVID stuff, right? That's why. Is that why?
Yeah, it was. Because he was, he's so old. They didn't want him to travel like that. So yeah, it was filmed during COVID.
I feel like that second movie, like the parts I remember are the recycled jokes from the first movie.
Yep.
And I'm just like, what happened in the second movie? I don't remember. But I can almost quote word for word the original movie.
Oh man, me too. So good. So good.
So it just goes to show you, sometimes you just gotta leave it alone.
Yep.
Let it be.
Exactly.
I'm playing 2 games for review I can't talk about. Monster Hunter Rise and the Breakers collection. So I'll talk about those probably in a couple weeks, I think, is when they're out. I don't remember. It's been a weird... I'm trying to go through and look at, like, remember what came out this year. I forgot Ghostwire Tokyo came out this year. It's fucking crazy.
Man, yeah.
There's so many games that came out this year, and, like, I see people like, 2022 wasn't a great year for games. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. There were so many good games. I can't wait to talk about them in Game of the Year, which will be next week, which is also exciting because we have a free game to give away thanks to a listener. And I assume
Yay!
that game will be on people's lists. So
It will be on my list.
it'll be on mine too, but not in the way yours will.
Oh, so we doing in order? Like, we're not gonna say no certain order. We actually ranking them, right? Number
You
I mean,
can
if you
if you
don't
want.
have, if you don't have a certain order, you can say it that way. But I have an order.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always
No,
do an
I
order.
mean I'm gonna have an order. Yeah, I just did. Okay.
always
I
do
just
an
wanna
order
make
because
sure
I gotta have a number one. I feel like I gotta have
Right.
my favorite game of the year,
Exactly. Yeah.
and I still haven't decided what that is yet.
I know mine.
I have mine now. I just got mine actually like a couple days ago.
I go back and forth between number 2 and number 3, but number 1 has been locked in for a while.
I think if what ends up to be will be, this might be the first time I've ever hated my number one game as much as I love my number one game. But, you know,
Oh wow.
that's how the world works. I was trying to think if there was anything else. I tried so many things to get back into. I tried to go back to Persona 5. What else did I try to go back to? I played a little bit of Chained Echoes. You're right, that game is amazing. I need to play more of that. Did I play anything else? I played, so Sony finally threw us a bone, and we got Ridge Racer 2
Ridge Racer
on the PPP.
Nice.
And that game is amazing, and I love that game, but I feel like, I mean, it's an Eddie Murphy podcast, so he's going to go. I felt like a starving man in the desert. Somebody give me a saltine cracker. Like, this is the best goddamn cracker I ever had. Like,
That's all you get. The Ridge
it.
Racer.
that's
That's
it.
all you get.
It's a PSP game, and it's like, dude, come on.
Man, they're so bad at this.
I don't know how you're this bad at this. Like,
Oh goodness.
But no, Ridge Racer Ridge Racer 2 is really good. God, I miss those games. They did add Heavenly Sword to the streaming, so I checked that out, and I don't know if you remember that game, but the intro to that game is you fighting in like a big battle with like hundreds of people on the screen, and holy shit, that is not something you want to stream.
I was going to ask because I do remember that game, and that was the whole that was the big thing, was that it was so many enemies on screen. So I was curious how it was working with streaming.
Oh, it's
Okay.
bad. It's really bad. Once you get into the game itself, it's fine, and you're fighting like 2 or 3 dudes.
Yeah.
But like that opening sequence is like, it's like a slideshow. It was so bad.
Man.
Like, this is why you don't stream video games. I mean, I know that game didn't run great on PS3 because PS3 was kind of a nightmare, but it runs even worse when you're trying to stream it over the interwebs. And I'm hardwired, so it's not like I don't have it set up right. But no, I'm also checking out that Victrix controller. I think I can talk about it. I think it came out in December. The like Super Elite Pro controller for the PS5.
Oh yeah, that the one that had you can like modular or whatever.
Yeah, the modular controller with the fight
Yeah,
pad.
it came out. Yeah.
So I like the controller when you have it set with the offset sticks because I prefer that. I don't care for the triggers very much. They do have the like 5 levels of kind of settings, so you can set them to like just be a click or like fully pull down.
Mhm.
I don't think the triggers are great. Here's my biggest issue. So the thing I was most excited about was the fight pad. And when you put the fight pad on the controller, it's got 6 face buttons, which is cool. And I literally booted up Street Fighter 5. It'd been 12 months since I booted up Street Fighter 5. The fight pad buttons are so close to the bottom that it feels wrong. Like your natural placement is now on the triangle and circle buttons as opposed to the X and square buttons. And you have to reach down to where it feels uncomfortable to hit the X and the square buttons. So,
Gotcha.
and I feel like, because if you look at the controller, like there's a big set of words at the top that says fight pad. If you'd have moved that to the bottom and moved the buttons up, it would have been good. But as it stands, it just feels awkward to move your thumb down to hit the X and the square buttons. It was really super disappointing.
Actually, it is because I liked. I mean, I'm happy that it felt more comfortable that you had the
Yes.
like the Xbox controller, because that's
It
what I
does.
wanted it for. But the fact that the triggers are, because I don't like the triggers on the PS5 now.
These are better, but not as good as the Xbox ones. Like the Xbox ones, I feel like are perfect. Like they have that groove. They feel good when you pull them.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, this doesn't have that. This has kind of got like an angle to the way the triggers
Gotcha.
feel.
Gotcha. And then the fight pad thing would have been cool, but no, that sucks. That's
Yeah.
disappointing.
D-pad is nice. I do like that it has 3 different style D-pads. That feels good. When I was playing with it, I didn't have the software to like customize it, and I don't like the back triggers because I keep hitting them, and I wanted to turn them off. So I haven't been able to do that because I don't think the software is available yet, and there's not an app on the PS5 that I've seen.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's another thing that I need to do before I review it, is I need to know how I can customize it, because right now I'm constantly hitting those back buttons, and they're set to the face buttons. So like when I was playing Doom, because I wanted to try out a first-person shooter, I kept jumping and doing something else. I forget which one it was, because I kept hitting those back buttons. It was driving me crazy.
They're not removable like the Elite.
No, they're
ones
built
are. They're
into
not.
the controller.
Oh, okay. I didn't even realize that. I thought they were like the switches, like they were removable like Xboxes.
No, so like
Okay.
I'm sitting there going, I'm like, can I disable these? Because like I keep jumping in Doom, and I'm like, I'm not trying to jump.
Right, that'd be super frustrating.
Yeah.
Like,
So I need to see if that software will let me kind of turn those off, because I've never been a fan of the back buttons. I think they're a cool idea, but my brain is just like, nah, dog, we ain't doing that. That's too
Mhm.
many buttons.
yep. I when I had my Elite controller, because I don't anymore, I took them off because in my brain, it's super cool. Because I was like, oh man, I was playing Gears 6, 5, whatever the
It's
last
5.
one was.
There's not a
5.
6 yet.
Okay, 5 at the time. I might be from the future. You don't know. But I had it set up to like use the roadie run for like one of the back triggers and stuff, and it was weird. This weird thing, because I found it online. I was like, I'm gonna try this out. I was so conjigured and confused. Like I was pressing the face button like A, but then I was hitting the back trigger when I was trying to actually reload. It was, my brain couldn't handle it. So that is for somebody that is better than me.
That is a young man's game. That is not.
There you
for
go.
me.
There you go.
Because it's like in my brain, it's perfect for me, because I, playing Overwatch, like this was the whole reason I wanted a back trigger, because if you play as Lucio and you have to hold down the button to wall ride,
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
I was like, okay, so I'll map the A button to one of these under triggers, and then I can still use my thumb to look while I'm wall riding. Dude, I practiced in the training range for like 3 hours. I'm like, I can't do this. My brain is like, no. I kept falling off the map, and dudes, I was like, I can't. My brain just will not do it. So, but anyway, I think that's most of what I play. I was trying to think if there's anything else.
You know what? I played something real quick.
No, go
I played
ahead.
Star Citizen.
That's not a game. Don't lie.
It's not. But so what happened is they sent me an email because I thought I had refunded my pledge or whatever from them forever ago. But they sent me some update, and I was like, huh. And I logged in, and I was like, oh shit. And I downloaded it, and I went in there, and it's not a game. They got a lot of stuff going on, and they doing entirely too much. So get this. Apparently, because this was in the letter from the chairman thing, they're working on some sort of persistence that's never been done before, so that in this MMO game, you can go to one of these planets, kill a man, leave that planet, go to a different system, handle business, log off, whatever. I can then log in or go to that planet where you were and find the man that you killed still there. Like it's like some grand forever. And I'm like, who asked for all that? Like, you just, it's a pyramid scheme. I know it is. But anyways, I messed with that. And that goes with the Elite controller thing, because the people in the chat in there were talking about that's apparently the best way to play that game is the Xbox Elite controller, because you can use the paddles and stuff. But that was the segue. Sorry. Go ahead.
I don't even know what you just said. Like, it sounds like you were trying to sell me some snake oil, and I'm just going to ignore it.
That's what they doing. Exactly. Like, I don't understand why they still making so much money off of a tech demo. Like, oh, go ahead. Never mind.
I was just going to say that the last game that I can think of that I played became a topic of conversation, which is Super Kiwi 64, and y'all be talking some shit about Super Kiwi 64, and that game is great.
I think it was just me, but that's fine. It's just the name sounds funny, but it looked like it was cool. It looked like a platformer, right?
Yeah, their last game, like the dude that makes those games, like must have been like an N64 child, because his last game was MacBat 64, and that game was, you feel like these games would have been on the 64, and you're like, they're like $2, and you're like, okay, I'll buy it. That's good. That's a good video game for $2.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Man, it's just the name was funny. Like Super Kiwi. I don't know.
Super Kiwi 64, man. That's my jam. I did play some. Like, I had somebody, so I bitched on Twitter about Sony not putting games on the PlayStation PP, and some dude was like, how much would you actually play them? I was like, okay, number one, I'm paying for the shit, so they should be giving them to me because, I'm fucking paying for it. Number two, I play retro games every week. Like, over vacation, 1 week I got RetroArch set up and I was playing some Armored Core, the original. I was like, man, this game's still hard as balls. Then they updated Virtual Jaguar, so I was in there playing some Atari carts. And then I went in and I played some fucking MK Trilogy on the PlayStation. And also, the wonders of the internet never cease to amaze me. I was checking out something that I'd only got to play. I got to play in real life, which was the Castlevania for the Dreamcast E3 demo.
Oh, wow.
Man, I really wish that game would have got made.
It was good.
That demo was rough. It was.
But it could have been polished up.
It could have been. Like, that was the first. Yeah, like, man. I went back and played it. I was like, yeah, this is definitely like some shit you'd see at E3 where, like, the enemies don't hurt you and, like, you can walk through walls and shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But still, you see the concept. You're like, oh my god, there's the whip. It's in 3D. Oh, it feels so good. Okay. But yeah, like, I was playing some of that. Like, dude, I play classic games. I would much rather Sony put them on their service because, like, I can go play any Super Nintendo game, but if it's on the Nintendo Switch Online, I'll go play it there. Because, like, it's just a better back-end system. Like, it feels...
Yeah.
It's just more complete. But if y'all ain't going to offer it to me, like, I'm paying for it. Like, that's what I want. So... But yeah, step it up. 2023 PlayStation, you need to get your classic shit together. Because right now it's embarrassing.
Man.
So I guess we'll move on. The rest of there's not a whole lot to talk about, but we'll do new releases, which is kind of funny, because as I was going through them, I'm like, alright, so I start with, like, Xbox and PlayStation, then I move down. There is literally nothing coming to Xbox or PlayStation this week. Nothing.
Wow. And Switch probably has 75 releases.
Switch has plenty. Let's go through them. So when nobody else is putting out games, think about that. This is what's coming out.
Nintendo got you.
So we've got Blacksmith Forger. Alright, this next one. Crypto Mining Simulator Ultimate Trading Strategy Tycoon Craft and Idle Game 3D.
.org.edu.
Dude,
Right. What in the world?
that's a video game that's coming out on Nintendo Switch this week. Gravity Thrust, Tuk Tuk Extreme, Real Car Driving Simulator, and Parking 2023 Car Games 3D. I think that's probably made by the same people that make.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
That's the sequel.
Vampire Slayer: The Resurrection, Extreme Snowboard, Grammarian Limited, Age of Heroes: The Beginning, Alpha Link, The Lost Snowmen. Must have got lost from Christmas because Maximus 2. Pixel Game Maker series Pearl vs. Grey, Slots Royale 777 casino games, Tumbleweed Destiny, World War Battle Heroes Field Armies Call of Prison Duty Simulator.
Come on.
Oh my god, and then Neon Souls on Friday, which is already out, so I'm assuming that's a physical release of Neon Souls. I don't know. That is literally the only games you can buy that are new this week.
When no one else is releasing games, you could buy. I can repeat them titles. It was so many.
Dude,
words
I'd have to
put
read
together.
it. There's no way I can remember it. I have to read it. But my eyes, like the first two were funny, but dude, World War Battle Heroes Field Armies Call of Prison Duty Simulator is my new jam.
Like what?
I need a screenshot of this game. Let me do a little search here. We'll go to images.
I hope the game is like a Tetris style game. Like,
I mean,
it's
exactly what you think it is.
I'm sure.
There you go. There's a screenshot. That is exactly what you think it is.
Yep. It definitely is. I will say it looks better than I thought it was going to look. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, there you go.
Oh, Switch.
Whew. All right, so maybe you spend the first part of 2023 doing a little backlog playing because this ain't it. Anyway, news. I did pull some stuff. There was a few little headlines. It's quiet time of year. One of them is Ryan put in the chat this morning. Rumored F-Zero to return in 2023. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I want this to happen. I do. But I've heard so many rumors from everybody's uncle who works at Nintendo that my favorite Nintendo franchise is coming back. Metroid Prime Remaster. Do you remember Advance Wars got announced last year and was supposed to be out last year and then never came out?
I forgot about that. I
Yeah,
like
so did
Advance
Nintendo.
Wars. Nice.
GoldenEye supposed to come out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can actually go off on them now because it's it was before we're after 2022 now, so you can be pissed. They lied.
I've been pissed for a long time.
Well, I was saying give them to the 31st, but
No, so I mean, if we get an F-Zero in 2023, Nintendo wins 2023. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Damn, really?
F-Zero is
okay,
dude. F-Zero is fucking incredible, and the last one we got was on the goddamn GameCube.
Oh, I didn't even see footage of that one. Because, when Ryan put it in there, like I said, I knew of it, but I had never played it. So I looked at some videos online. I was like, oh, it's like a futuristic racer. The 64 one looked dope, and, like, the music in there was cool, but, like, I didn't realize it. I thought the 64 one was the last one. I didn't realize GameCube was.
GameCube was the last one, and, oh, my God, it was made in collaboration with Sega?
Wow, okay. Like, I liked how it had, like... Well, the GameCube one probably did more, but like the 64 one had kind of like a checking kind of maneuver where like you could like slam into each other. Is that like a feature of that series? Like you can when you're racing, you can like slam into the cars next to you. Okay.
Yeah.
The GameCube version, like tracks were like 360 degrees, so like you could move all the way around the track.
Oh, okay.
That game,
okay.
I mean, if you want your eyes to bleed, play some GameCube F-Zero. That shit is so fast.
It is incredibly fast.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that one up. Okay,
yeah,
all right, I will check it out.
I played F-Zero on the GameCube probably about a month ago. That game still holds up.
Yeah, same. I just played it not too long ago too.
Yeah, that game is amazing. Sifu is coming to the Xbox in March, finally. So,
Yep. I knew that was going to happen eventually.
according to rumors, including Windows Central's own Jez Corden, Xbox is looking to do an event early in 2023, which may contain the news of the next rumor that Redfall has been delayed 6 weeks to May of 2023.
Which I just
It's fucking embarrassing at this point.
it is
dude.
embarrassing. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Like, how are you going to go? Like, I got in an argument with somebody on Twitter about this. How are you going to go 5 months into 2023, half of 2023, before you put out your first big first-party game
Yeah.
when you didn't have shit in 2022?
Well,
No, you didn't have shit. Let's be fair. Name.
No, I am. I'm being levity, but you're right. They did not have anything. They didn't. They absolutely didn't.
I can literally count on one hand all of the first-party titles from Xbox in 2022, and ain't none of them going to be on my Game of the Year list.
No.
Yep.
You're right.
I would have forgot about us as Dusk Falls if somebody hadn't brought that shit up for the Game Awards.
I forgot about it until you just brought it up just this second. So.
And that's what's funny is like we talked about it 2 weeks ago when we bitched about this before. It's like Microsoft put out Grounded 1.0. That game is cool, but nah, the game's 2 years old.
Yeah.
As Dusk Falls, I don't even remember the third one now. There was a third one I forgot.
Pentiment, man. They put out.
Oh yeah, Pentiment,
Pentiment.
which I hear is amazing, but it's not my jam.
No.
It's also not a
mine.
Game of the Year contender for most people.
Mm-mm.
So whatever. Like, and in Redfall is your first game, and you're like, yeah, we need to delay that 6 weeks. What the fuck are you doing?
Well, see, this is why I think the rumor of them having a show in January or early is probably true. Because at this point, I feel like Microsoft has reached a point where the people need to hear from them. Like, not from a news source or something. Like, they need to put on a show themselves and be like, hey, guys. Like, you know what I mean?
Like,
So
what are you going to show? Like,
well, and that's it, right? What are they going to show? So the hope is, I hope that is just a rumor about Redfall. I see Phil in the studio with the whip, like, look, motherfuckers, we can't push this back. But yeah, what are they going to show? So, and then if they push back Redfall, does that push back Starfield? Because Starfield was looked at to be around that May time frame.
Well, let's talk about this because people forget this. But last year's E3, where Microsoft came out and showed all those games, they said in that show all of these games will be out in the next 12 months.
Yep.
So you're telling me Starfield is coming out when?
Not until June, I don't think.
But do you really think it's coming in June?
I mean, maybe.
I think it's going to be fall. I feel like it's going to be, they're going to push it to holiday and they're going to bundle it with a system or something. And that's risky. Like, they're going to need to drop a lot of stuff, but I feel like Starfield will end up a holiday release.
Like,
they need something big.
I feel like if Redfall's being delayed, I feel like you see Redfall in May. You see Forza Motorsport in August/September, and you see Starfield in November. That's my prediction right now. If I'm wrong, I would love to be wrong.
Yeah,
I can see that.
That's what I see. And then like somebody argued with me on Twitter. They're like, they'll have a game out before May. I'm like, what? He's like, Forza. I'm like, motherfuckers, they ain't talked about Forza in 6 months.
Yeah, well, I mean, they had if that game was coming out in the first half of the year, they had a perfect opportunity to show it at the Game Awards and did nothing.
Yeah, and said this game will be out in February or March or whatever.
Right.
But they didn't.
And again, with all of the negative animus around the fact that they don't have anything coming out in the first part of the year, you'd think if this game was coming, it would be a priority of theirs to tell us it was coming.
Yeah, like here's what we've got for the first 3 months of 2023. We're going to drop GoldenEye. We're going to drop Forza. We're going to drop this, but they're not.
Yeah, they don't exactly have a lot of goodwill right now And so it seems like if they had that stuff and it was for sure coming at the beginning of the year, they would make it a point of telling us that it was coming.
Yeah, 100%. And they ain't said shit.
Nope, they haven't said nothing.
The only thing they said is, and I'll just go right into the next story. Your games with gold for January of 2023 is Iris Fall.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't either.
And Autonauts.
I don't. What is?
Yeah.
Good gracious. Okay, we should just kill Game for Gold. We should just y'all letting it die a slow death. Just end it.
Let's for point of comparison. To be fair, Sony PlayStation Plus games for January are. I'm sorry, there's some irony in this, and it's hilarious. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which is a great game.
Yep, and a nice add to that service considering the sequel's coming out next year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Axiom Verge 2, which is a solid Metroidvania. And Microsoft first-party game Fallout 76.
Yep.
Bruh. Nice.
Oh, I forgot. There is a Microsoft first-party game coming out in the first half of 2023. It's called Ghostwire Tokyo.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah.
They finally get to release it on their system.
They finally get their game that they own.
And I just wow. Okay, so Autonauts. Well, this is like no, I don't care. You basically you build, create, and automate. Like I don't.
No, like, games with gold. For the last 12 months, I can literally say games with gold. I don't care. That should be the tagline. I don't care.
They should just let it. They should just be done with games for gold. Like I mean, because they're not.
The only thing that was keeping that thing alive was when they were still giving away 360 and original Xbox games. Because like you'd be like, oh, I remember that game. That game was cool. Now it's like you giving me like some shit that was scraped on the bottom of the floor from the Xbox One generation, and I don't want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just bad, man. It's bad. Anyway, I got two more news stories here. This one just made me chuckle. Apparently, there's a group of 10 gamers who are suing Microsoft over the Activision Blizzard thing.
I think I read something about that. They found each other. It's like, we're going to get them.
The press release for this cracked me up even more because the press release had to point out the fanboyism. And there was like, there are 4 PlayStation-only gamers, 2 Xbox gamers, and 4 that play everything. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't care. Like, y'all talk about that stuff like it's race or something. Like, I don't care. Like,
that made me laugh too.
Who your console allegiances are to. I don't care.
That's the new street cred now, man. That's what it is. Who you rep, man? Sony, bro. I rep Sony. All right. I'm just checking. That's what it is.
Do they have like different colored bandanas that they wear or something? Like Xbox wearing the green bandanas and.
Yeah. Sony's is actually blue with polka dots. Because if you can't wear just blue, because if you wear blue, then you're going to be with the Crips, and that's a whole different, you don't want to be, so you could, Sony is blue with polka dots. That's the color that they wear.
Oh, Nintendo got to have polka dots too, because they'd be red.
They do, exactly. There you go. See, because they can't, so, they came into some rivalry gang colors, so you had to differentiate a little bit what that is.
I can't with this. Like, I see, like, these fanboy posts on Twitter now, it's like such a big, like, emphasis for me to mute people, but like I see these arguments going back and forth of these people arguing. It's like it just kills me because like you say I'm a PlayStation guy, but all you talk about is Xbox, and then the Xbox guys all you talk about is PlayStation. I'm like,
and I love because what I end up seeing because I have so many of them blocked, like I said, and I end up seeing like people screenshotting different stuff, but. They'll be screenshotting one to justify the other, saying, "Well, you're talking about that I only am this kind, but I was talking about this, but this you, so you talking about this one." And I'm like, "Oh my god, it's
grown ass man.
Why does this matter? Right? Like y'all are grown ass men.
Like, stop arguing about the boxes on the internet. It's fine."
It's crazy. It's crazy, and it's the social media of it all. Like I don't even know if it's the anonymity of it. I don't even know. Like, it's just it's weird. It's weird. Like I don't know.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna post a picture of myself with a PS5 and be like, "This is my homie, PS quintuple."
All the Xbox people is gonna be like, "Oh, look at this pony. Oh, look at him."
It's like, what the fuck? Last news story I got. This came. I mean, I feel like we get a new revelation every week because of this Activision, Microsoft, all this shit going on. We see court documents and company secrets and all this shit. So apparently Sony has anti-Xbox clauses in some of their contracts with video games. Basically saying you can put this out on anything but Xbox. Some of the games mentioned in this, which makes sense. One of them was Bloodborne. I'm like, that's a Sony IP. That's dumb. That doesn't make any sense. But one of them was Final Fantasy VII. One of them was Silent Hill. So basically, Sony pays companies to say, don't put it on Xbox. We don't care if you put it on PC. We don't care if you put it on Switch, if you can. But don't put it on Xbox. I'm just like, that is like the pettiest of the petty shit.
It's super petty.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah, like, because, I mean, there's business and then there's petty. Like, that's super petty. Like, and I mean, that kind of, and not even to say that he was justified there, but that kind of goes back to dude talking about some let us compete. Like, man, you telling them, like, y'all can put the game out, but not on Xbox. So you just eliminated us from the game. Like, we can't even, like, It's
weird, too, because it's not like Microsoft got, like, Sony, there's no arguing here. Sony and Nintendo, first party, amazing.
Yeah.
Microsoft,
no arguing.
Shit. Microsoft is shit right now.
Yep.
So it's like, so you're also going to hold third party from them, like,
just to hurt them even more.
Just to hurt them even more. It's like, that's not business, that's petty.
Exactly.
It's like, you don't care if Nintendo gets it, you don't care if PC gets it. Like, I would understand.
Nah.
Yeah, I would understand business-wise more if you blocked it from everything. Like, you want people to come to your platform. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't care where it comes, as long as it's not Xbox, I don't get
You're right. And we don't, and obviously, because you said this before, we don't agree with the exclusivity thing, but that would be more understandable, like you said, than saying, okay, well, you can put it on everything but them. Like, that's just petty. There's no business reason for that.
No, if you want to make it exclusive to your own, I get it. You paid for it. I don't like it. I don't like it when anybody does it. But
yeah, right. But you paid for it, so okay. But like, to pay to keep it off of this one, that is just petty. There's nothing else, man.
I mean, that also came out with the comment a couple weeks ago about Sony being like, well, we don't look at Game Pass as a competitor, but yet that's like their big argument to block the Activision thing.
Yeah.
Like, Game Pass is too far ahead. It will never catch up. And then, like, later on, you're like, but it's not a competitor. Which is it? Make up your mind.
Right. They switch the arguments like the wind blows. What that is, like, they rile up their little fam. I can't wait for this to be over with, and I hope we're in the year of the finality of it. Right. Like, it should be. We should hear something by the middle.
The court date for the FTC is January 3rd, I think.
No, it won't be. This whole thing won't be wrapped up until late next year.
Oh, late? Oh, god dang it.
Late next year?
Yeah.
You really think it'll be 2024 before this is wrapped up?
No. I'm sorry. I forget that it's already 2023.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I expected it to be done by summer. That would have been my guess. But I don't know. I
hope. I mean, I think they were quoting that anyway, and I think they were anticipating lawsuits and whatever else. And again, it's a whole lot of hoopla that's happening right now. But at the end of the day, they'll make concessions and the deal will go through. I mean, it's business. That's what'll happen. Like, they'll have to cut off something or agree to something, and they'll say okay, and it'll be fine. So I just wanted to get to that point because I'm like, y'all sick of hearing about it.
Oh, I'm absolutely done hearing about it. And it feels like, on top of everything else, it feels like Microsoft is so focused on this, they're like, Dude, did
Yep.
you forget you just launched a console 2 years ago and it looks like shit? You ain't had shit for 50% of this console's life cycle?
Yep. And that is the appearance that we have literally put all of our eggs in this Activision basket. Like,
That I don't even give a fuck about.
at the end of the day, I don't either. Like, it really is just the Blizzard properties, and honestly, I don't have a problem paying for those as it is. Like, I don't necessarily need it to come to Game Pass. That would be the only benefit. Like, I don't care. So for them to put so much in this,
Yeah, as a
that's weird.
consumer, the only good thing that comes out of this is like if Call of Duty makes it into Game Pass, that's pretty cool. Like that's a big game that I don't have to pay for anymore.
Yeah,
But you
that
know,
would-
like
yeah.
I play StarCraft and I play Overwatch. Like I don't play World of Warcraft, so that means nothing to me. They ain't made a motherfucking StarCraft, and I couldn't tell you how long. Like,
Yeah.
so the Blizzard properties mean nothing unless you're gonna bring back a bunch of other shit, like and put a bunch of old Activision IP into Game Pass and make it backwards compatible or something. Like I don't give a shit.
Yep.
So, whatever, man. Like if this shit is so important that you're willing to throw everything, it's like what happened to the 40 other companies that you bought? Where's their motherfucking games?
Yep. See, this is again. This is why I think that we will see a conference. We might even hear about it this week, maybe.
But for what?
I think they have something to show now. Whether or not you're going
I want to know what it is. They
until
could,
May.
dude. I'm sorry. Like this is the argument I have with the guy online about Xbox. It's like he's like, you're not giving Xbox any credit. I'm like, motherfucker, they couldn't put out a 25-year-old N64 ROM in 3 months. How do I trust them to put out a brand new IP?
You got a point.
That's a great question.
Like GoldenEye
It is a great question.
is a fucking N64 ROM that is 25 years old, and you could not get that shit out in 3 months. They announced that in September.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, they did.
September.
September.
It's January. October, November, December, you couldn't put out an N64 ROM. 3 months, you couldn't put out an N64 ROM.
Yep.
You're not wrong. I mean, they have to show, like, they have to do something, right? Like, I mean, if there is some show, like, I would hope that they have some updates and some real
I swear to God,
updates.
if there's an Xbox event and it is a Sea of Thieves update and a Forza fucking Horizon trailer, I'm done.
Yeah,
Microsoft,
well,
you need. You know what? I'm on board with the ponies. Microsoft needs to stop making video games. If all you can show me in 7 years is goddamn Sea of Thieves, if I see Sea of Thieves one more time, I get it's a big game, but it's at every fucking show, It's the only thing you got.
Yep. You're not wrong.
I swear to God.
You're not wrong.
Fucking, if Sea of Thieves is even mentioned.
Okay, it'll probably be mentioned though. Kind
Get
of
the
throttle
fuck out.
down. He gonna
Yeah.
be thinking like, we got some Sea of, cut it off. I
Turn it
don't
off.
even care.
You done.
Turn it off.
You done, son. We don't know. Sea of Thieves. Fuck it.
Shoot,
Yeah,
I feel it.
I don't know. Again, so I'll make the point again. Like, as someone who has both consoles, why would the Xbox's current output make me want them to acquire Activision Blizzard if I like Activision Blizzard games? Because all they've proven so far is that they don't know how to release a fucking video game. So,
Damn true.
Yeah.
like, why? If I'm anticipating games from Activision Blizzard at this point, it's like, okay, well, I don't want you to put your hands on them, because
You know,
what you've proven to me so far is that you can't put out a video game because they all get delayed.
yep.
Let's be
And-
fair. Let's be fair about Activision Blizzard, though. They only put out one game.
They
I
don't
was
put
about
out
to
video games
say.
anyway.
Yeah, they don't put
Right.
out video games anyway, so maybe it's a match made in heaven. I don't know.
We'll see. Maybe two wrongs make a right in this case.
It very well might. Because, yeah, I was about to say, they put out one game, and then when they do put out something, it takes literal years before it comes out.
We
So,
got 7
yeah.
studios on one game.
It's wasted.
That sounds like the Microsoft way. Maybe we're wrong about this. Maybe they're perfect for each other.
Maybe could be.
Yeah,
Maybe
fuck it.
could be.
Yeah, I'm not worried about, like, if Microsoft buys Activision, it's not like I'm going to get any less games from Activision.
True.
My God, I can't. I miss good Xbox. Like, Game Pass is amazing. I will
Yeah.
never not say Game Pass is amazing. I mean, we've had so many great games in 2022 that we didn't have to pay for because we had the service. It's great.
Yep.
But if you didn't have Game Pass, Xbox is pointless.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to say that because it's my main console, but it is pointless.
Yep. What if?
Well,
What if?
that's by design, though. I mean, it's by design that if you don't have Game Pass, the system's pointless. They want it to be that way.
Yeah, I think that it. Yeah, like I think we talked about that before. Like, I mean, that's the the future, right? That by the end of this year, can't say next year now. I feel like that little Xbox app will probably be available on every TV, smart TV, right? So
I ain't gonna
everybody
lie,
can get Game
it
Pass.
works really well on a TV. Like, I have one of those Samsung TVs. It works really well. But I would never choose to play that way.
No, that's more of your own vacation, especially because you're streaming it. I mean, like, you're on vacation and the wife and kids want to go to the knitting shop. I'm talking about what my wife would want to do. And I don't want to do that. So I'm going to play something, on the smart TV. I just brought my controller with me. So that's, that's cool. But maybe their plan was to make, and this would be super genius. And this is also me just kind of high time thinking this too. So don't be like, oh, this nigga crazy. No, I'm really just blue sky thinking. What if they built up Game Pass and focused all on that to make it this incredible service and value? Yes, they've been lacking in first party titles and stuff, but they've been tinkering away in the mines. And they're going to show up this year with a fire list with release dates every month of stuff that's just going to drop and be great. What if that's what's happening?
I mean, at this point, that's awesome, and that helps, but I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either. I'm just saying that would be a really great thing.
It would be
That
a
would
really
be
great
an
thing.
ingenious move on their part if that is what is in fact happening. But I don't believe it. I don't
If
believe
you
it.
had a game coming out in January, we would have heard about it already.
Yeah, for sure. Because, I mean, you have to build hype of some sort. I mean, they do shadow drops, sure. But, I mean,
The only
because
thing-
they've had such a lull, like, you have to
The only
hype
shadow
something.
drop that they could pull off in January would be GoldenEye.
Yeah.
GoldenEye, I could see. So if that was the case, you do GoldenEye in January, Age of Empires in February, Ghostwire Tokyo in March, because that's when the fucking exclusivity agreement's up. Was Redfall supposed to be April, and now it's been pushed to May?
I thought it was supposed to be February.
Oh, fuck, I don't know. There was never a date on that goddamn thing.
Oh, I thought, okay, never mind.
They
I
just
thought-
said
I could've
within
sworn I saw
12 months
February.
of the E3 press conference, which would be June. So Starfield and Redfall were supposed to be out in June. So was Stalker. Stalker was supposed to be out. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
About soccer.
I
Yeah.
did too.
That Warhammer game that came out on PC, that was supposed to be out. That's not out.
Wait, back up. What
Well, I don't
Warhammer?
know what game you're talking about there.
Me either.
Dark
Which one?
Tide.
Oh, you're talking about Dark Tide.
Dark Tide
Yeah,
was
that's
supposed
right.
to be out on
Dark Tide
Xbox.
timeout.
Yeah.
Was supposed to be out on
Yeah.
Xbox, but it's not.
Nope, they got pushed back. And
Uh,
they said they were going to release the date shortly after the release of the PC, but we still haven't heard anything. They still
No,
haven't
we
announced
haven't heard
the
anything
Xbox
there.
date.
So, like, but what else? Perfect Dark ain't coming out this year. Fable's not coming out this year. Hellblade's not coming out this year.
Hellblade, I don't know if that game's coming out ever.
It doesn't feel like it, does it?
It feels like what the hell was the name of that game? Deep Dark, or what was the Deep Down?
Oh, yeah, the Capcom game.
Yeah, the one that everybody thought was Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah. No,
Oh, yeah.
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 we got Dragon's
Forgot about
Dogma
that.
2 before Deep Down came out. Shit.
Yeah, the Deep Down ain't ever coming out. That game
No.
is not real.
And I don't believe. And then, like, what's the Compulsion working on? Where's their game? We ain't
Yeah.
even, we don't even have a name for that game, so that shit ain't coming out this year. So
No.
all these studios that you got, what about Avowed? Is Avowed coming out this year? We ain't seen that game in 2 years.
We
don't
haven't
think
even
it will.
heard anything about that game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like we
I
got
don't
that
think-
one trailer, and now we ain't heard about that game in 2 years.
But you know what? Because they did and this wasn't Microsoft, this was Bethesda, but remember when Fallout 4 came out, that we hadn't heard about it, and they literally announced it at E3 and released it in November. So
Sure.
it could, maybe Microsoft is working out something like that. So that it's
But
possible.
Why? That is what
I know- I
that
don't
is what I
know.
don't
I
understand.
know.
Your conception, your perception right now among people who hate you and people who love you is that you have nothing.
You ain't got shit. Yeah, we ain't found shit.
Like
come
you
on.
have, and that continues to be like you had the Game Awards and you didn't even bother to show up.
Yep. Well, you
Oh,
showed
that's
up.
not fair.
You
They
just-
showed up. You
Yeah,
just stood
you
there
just-
mad the whole time.
Yeah, you looked pissed off the whole time. You were there.
Well, I mean, you didn't show me any games,
Nah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
well,
right.
yeah.
but
You're right.
and you're like, well, what if they have this? Then why the fuck didn't they talk about it? Like, I don't understand why you don't, when your perception right now is, yeah, you got Game Pass, but I could play. To argue that, like, I could play Game Pass on my Samsung TV. Why the fuck do I need an Xbox?
Yeah. I just feel like, and this is just, being an adult and dealing in certain businesses and whatever. I just feel like that there absolutely is a reason, right, why they can't say anything. But I feel like if the reason is because of this Activision deal, it absolutely was not worth it.
No.
Like all the goodwill that they managed to get back from the Xbox One's shaky launch and everything, they are quickly losing because they haven't said anything, and it was not worth it to sacrifice that goodwill and that uptick that they were headed towards to put all those eggs in this Activision basket. If that's what it is, like it wasn't worth it.
No, 100%, it's not worth it. Like, and I continue to think, like, what is the benefit to me for this year and a half of bullshit is not paying for Call of Duty.
Yeah, and I don't.
Which I'm not going to play anyway.
Yeah,
Right.
Like,
I don't.
I didn't
don't
even
care.
finish this year's Call of Duty. Like, I played like the first 3 missions and then deleted it.
Yeah, I finished it. It's uninstalled. Like that thing is like 100 something gigabytes, and then every patch is huge, and I'm like, I'm cool. Like it's uninstalled. Like I don't. There's nothing for me in this deal. Like, because it's not like Blizzard are going to stop making games. It would just the convenience of putting it on Game Pass, I guess, would be there. Beyond that, I don't care, and it just doesn't seem like it was worth it.
No. I don't know, man. All right, I'm going to move on from Xbox and Activision. God, riled up 2023. Let's go. I got some emails. One of the emails I'm going to hold because it's for the Game of the Year, which is next week. But we did get an email from Adam over the holidays. He says, the email's titled Omega Boost.
Omega Boost.
He says, hey, all, just got to say I love how that song always comes up around New Year's. He says, Biomutant is bloody good. Goddamn right it is. That game got no credit. I love that game. And cheers for putting out a show each week. Thank you. And then we got another email from Chad, which we'll talk about next week with the Game of the Year stuff. So I'm going to move over to the Twitter. Taker says, another great show. I laughed out loud at the Forspoken talk. And thank you, Ryan, for giving me your opinion on Mandy Rose's situation. I agree that WWE are hypocrites. Are we just supposed to forget their deals with Playboy?
Yes, you are absolutely supposed to forget them. Just like you're supposed to forget that China ever existed, because now Triple H is in charge.
China.
Wait, did they erase her from the?
No, that's lasting bitterness because for a long time, so she is finally in their worthless Hall of Fame, but only as a member of DX, not individually. And for a long time, they resisted putting her in the Hall of Fame, and Triple H's reasoning is because she had done porn, and that he was afraid that, what am I supposed to tell my daughters if they Google her name, blah, blah, blah. The reality is they used to date, and it did not end well for her because he ended up with the boss's daughter.
Yeah.
And so it just, I don't know. It's one of many things about them that is shadier than it should be. The Hall of Fame is kind of a joke.
Yeah. So I don't, like I've said in the past, I don't follow it as closely as you do, but I do read bits and pieces and stuff. And I've always all of them are shady.
Yeah, for sure.
Vince,
Yeah,
his
the whole
daughter,
group. Yeah.
Triple H. Yeah. I've read about the stuff involving him in China and the DX stuff, and even China in was it X-Pac? Is that who she was with? I think it's yeah.
Yep,
like
she was with him.
I feel really bad for her. Like but yeah, they all shady. I got you.
Yep.
He also says, oh god damn it, we're gonna get back into this. Why are you guys saying that Microsoft buying a mega publisher is the same thing that Sony does? What mega publishers have Sony bought? I know Sony buys developers or pays for exclusive games, DLC, but that is definitely not the same thing.
I'm in agreement with you. It's not the same thing, and I think I mentioned that either last week or a couple weeks ago. But
yeah, I think it was just a misunderstanding. Them buying Activision Blizzard is not the same as Sony paying to keep games off Xbox. No, that is not. If somebody said that was misinterpreted or wrong, that has never been the case. That is definitely not what we're saying. Because
no, I think the primary point has been that it's hypocritical for Sony to claim that this Activision deal is going to be horribly detrimental to their business model when they, at the same time, rumored have deals to keep games off of Xbox. That was
allegedly
the hypocritical bend. Yeah, that was the hypocritical bend to all of it. But no, it's buying Bethesda, buying Activision Blizzard is certainly not the same as buying Insomniac.
Right, or Bungie, or whatever. Right. Yeah, it's not.
Not even in the same ballpark.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's what even Microsoft's thinking. I think they obviously expected pushback, but I don't think they expected Sony to be like, "Oh my God, we can't live without Call of Duty." Especially because that seems to be their whole drive. Like you said, it's just so going to be so detrimental to their business model to lose access to this game and maybe future titles. And they like, well, look, but y'all keeping us from. But anyway, yeah, you just heard about it, but that was I think we cleared it up.
Crazy. I'm so fucking tired.
It's all craziness.
So fucking tired of this Activision deal. Just make it go away. Just let's play video games. Let's just do that. Microsoft, maybe you should make some. That'd be cool too.
That'd be cool.
That would be real cool.
Perfidy says, Happy New Year, fellas. I'm so hyped for 2023. Game-wise, who is with me? Man, 2023, if everything comes out that is supposed to come out in 2023, this could be the best year of video games ever.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down.
I mean, Zelda?
Incredible.
Zelda's coming out. Fucking Spider-Man's coming out. Fucking Starfield's coming out. Like, Diablo 4 is coming out. Probably Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 6. Those are coming out.
Probably.
No, Street Fighter definitely. Mortal Kombat probably.
Street Fighter definitely.
Like, that right there.
Pikmin 4 on the Switch for those Pikmin fans. That's supposed to come out next year.
I'm super excited about Pikmin.
Like, I think about all the games. What else? Sony's got something else this year, right? Besides Spider-Man, right? Wolverine is not this year. That's 2024.
No.
Nothing that's been officially confirmed for this year.
I know Spider-Man is confirmed for fall.
Is Hogwarts coming out on everything?
Yes. February for that game.
Oh, yeah, that's a big... Yeah, that's... Oh, my God, I can't wait.
Dead Space is out excited. At the end of this month.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, 2023 is going to be huge. Huge.
Are you... It's huge.
I am. I went into the mic and everything. Huge. It's going to be huge.
Oh man, there's so many games in 2023 I'm excited for. And you know, as much as I bitch about it, I hope Xbox gets on track and releases some fucking monster shit this year.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Sony has the VR thing, right?
Oh, that's right. VR's out.
So the Horizon VR game.
I wish I cared.
Yeah, I don't care,
Agreed.
but I'm sure there's people that are super stoked.
You know what else Sony's putting out this year is Horizon's remake.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's dumb. That is the dumbest shit ever. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let's remake a game from 2017, because why the fuck not? Okay, whatever. Y'all smelling your own farts thinking a game for 2017 needs to be remade. I'm sorry.
That's a very good way of putting it. That's exactly what's happening though.
Ugh.
Like, God.
He says, my New Year's resolution is to try and clear up my backlog and explore more video game genres. That's a good resolution. Will it last past January like most resolutions? Probably not, because I probably said the same thing. Oh, Craig says, Happy New Year, guys. What games are you looking forward to in 2023? I can't wait for Starfield. I mean, yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm excited for Starfield.
And it's monster 30 frames a second.
Oh my God. And you know what? It probably will be 30 frames per second.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's crazy because Starfield is probably number 3 of my most anticipated games. But Alan Wake 2.
Oh, I forgot Alan Wake 2 was out this year. Holy shit.
Space Marine 2 and then Starfield.
Space Marines. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I mean, if I had to pick a most anticipated game right now, it'd be 100% hands down Zelda. Not even a question.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Dude, Zelda is like one of my favorite franchises, and like every new game is just like, I gotta have it.
Right on. Okay. It's going to be beautiful. I have no doubt. I didn't finish the last one, so I'm probably not going to play this one.
Oh, man, I cannot wait for this. That, Street Fighter 6, that's a huge one for me.
You get in the beta? Like, I wanted to play the beta so bad.
I didn't
get in the beta either.
Yeah, one of my friends got it. He said it was good. He said it does a lot. Like, apparently there's an arcade. You can go play Fatal Fury. Or Final Fight. Sorry, not Fatal Fury. Final Fight. That was Capcom, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Final Fight is Capcom. Oh, man. Street Fighter, like, after the debacle that was Street Fighter 5, I'm so pumped for Capcom to be back on their good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Speaking of Capcom, Resident Evil 4 Remake is out in like 2 months. Oh, man. 2023 is crazy, y'all. It is fucking crazy. There's a bunch of games we don't even know about yet.
Right.
This
is
feels
Armored
like
Core this year? Is it coming out? Did they say it was
They
this
didn't
year?
say it was coming out this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if it came out this year.
That Assassin's Creed game? Man, this year is stacked, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff.
Dead Island
It's
2.
a lot of stuff.
Dead Island 2's out. New Atomic Heart's out. Sorry, I'm stealing somebody's tweet here. I'm gonna go ahead and read it because we'll talk. Chad says, besides Elden Ring and Ragnarok, everybody seems to have a pretty diverse Game of the Year lists. I think that's awesome and a good sign that this was a solid year that had a little bit of something for everyone. Absolutely,
I agree with that completely. Yep.
This is where I was stealing some of these games. He says, looking forward to getting a PSVR 2. See, there's the guy. He's right there. In about a month. So far, I think my most anticipated games of 2023. Goddamn, here's another one I forgot. Dead Space Remake, obviously. Atomic Heart, Like a Dragon Ishin. That's another one. Jedi Survivor is out in March. I forgot about that.
Excited for that one.
Resident Evil 4 Remake, obviously. Dead Island 2. Suicide Squad is out this year.
Forgot about that.
And
Forgot about that one too.
Final Fantasy 16.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, 2023.
I don't care about that one, but
I'm sorry, but 2023 is off the chain.
Oh, there's so much stuff.
And he says, I think Starfield is my most anticipated without a release date. Man. 2023.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if we get a Mortal Kombat 2, I will declare 2023 the greatest year of games ever. All time.
Do you need a release date for the Mortal Kombat?
Or no. It has to come out. It has to come out in 2023. Okay. Which
that's possible.
If
they've been working on.
Anybody who knows me means that every other game loses for Game of the Year immediately.
Oh, wow. It's just instantly everything shifts down.
He's there's no bias there.
Nah.
Not at all.
Nah.
Not at all.
I can't help it. That series, man. It's been with me, like, I love a lot of gaming franchises. Most of them haven't been with me my whole life. Mortal Kombat is one, Zelda is one, and Mario is one. Like, those are the three that have been with me my whole life. It's crazy.
That's good.
Mortal Kombat started in, 1992?
Something like that, yeah.
Jesus. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because this was 30 years. So, yes, exactly.
I was 12. I was 12 when that game came out. I shouldn't have been allowed to play it, but I did.
I feel like all of us shouldn't have been allowed to play it, but we did. Like, that's just kind of, because we're just
Yeah.
in the arcade. Like, my mom didn't know what we were doing. Like, I don't think she ever until we bought it. And then she was like, what is it? And, my
And now-
uncle actually smoothed it over at
And
that
now
point.
our children are paying for it because we know what these games are, so we don't let them
Yep.
play them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's the difference now. It's like my son comes to me, he's like, I want to play the new Call of Duty. I was like, you can play the old one, you can't play the new one. Why not?
Right.
Because
As I said,
there's some shit in there you don't need to see.
Oh.
That's the difference now. Like back in the day, my mom would be like, yeah, it's Mortal Kombat, yeah, it's Doom, it's fine, whatever.
Yep.
Whatever.
My mama didn't have issue with any of that stuff like that.
No. Like, you can play Doom, what's it about? You shoot people. Okay.
okay.
Have a good time.
It's like, my son's like, can I play Doom? I was like, no, it's about shooting demons in hell.
My parents were much more worried about it ruining my eyes than the content.
Yeah.
Oh, that was my grandmother
sit
was
too
always
close
about
to the
that.
TV.
Sitting too close.
Television.
Sit close to the TV, which is
Yep.
funny because if you think about it, we're sitting close to like a TV running like 128p resolution.
Yeah.
You had to sit close, otherwise you couldn't tell what the hell was going on.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm like, motherfucker, if I don't sit this close, I can't make out what this is doing.
Right. I can't tell what's happening. This is the preferred rate.
Dude, I had, so I don't know if you knew this, but like when the original PlayStation first came out, and I'm dating myself here really badly, it had a bug with Zenith TVs. And I had a Zenith TV and couldn't for the life of me figure out what was causing the problem. So the problem it would cause for me is that the longer you played it, the more the picture would shrink. So it would slowly like close in on itself. So like I would boot up Tekken and play for like an hour, and by the time that hour was up, I had to put my face so close to that TV because the screen was like 3 by 3 inches.
That was the timer. That was the TV timer. It was telling you, you're about done. Now you need to get on off.
Yeah, like you gotta turn it off and let it cool down, and then you can come back and play it in like a couple hours.
Old TV. I remember having to let TVs cool down. Oh my god. We had one of the rear projection, the giant ones with the gigantic bulbs in there that had to cool down if you ran it for too long. Oh, god.
You ain't never lived your life until you've had to carry at least a 25-inch tube TV up some stairs.
Absolutely have done that.
Oh
It
my
is
god, that
awful.
would murder people. Those
It's
things
awful.
were so heavy.
Oh man, yes.
And now it's like I can pick up a 55-inch by myself. I'm like, this
Yep.
thing weighs like 50 pounds. This ain't shit.
Yep. Actually, I had my son moving a TV for me. He's like, "Is the team lift?" I'm like, "Boy, listen. In my day, you can pick that TV up."
Team lift. Shit. Oh man, I remember those big fat square ass TVs, man. They were so heavy.
Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god. And everybody lived on the top floor. God dang it.
Of course, like your buddy calls you, he's like, I need to move. You want to help me? Where are you moving? The apartment building. What floor? Third?
Like, oh,
Yeah, come on, man.
right. Yep. Every time.
No elevator. Always moving in like January, and they got outside stairs.
Yep. Yep. That's exactly what happened every single time.
It's like, so wait a minute. You're telling me that we got to carry this 613-pound television down these outside ice-covered stairs on January 16th?
Yeah.
Sorry, man, I'm sick.
Right. How you know? I just know.
I know my body.
I promise you, I will be sick.
Oh man, that's exactly it though. Oh god.
I did that so many times. I've done it so many times. It's just, man, those TVs. And then when you got older, like, I'm gonna get the big TV. Motherfucker, you ever carry a 50-inch big ass fucking tube TV?
Right.
That is
Yep.
murder.
It is murder.
Oh my god. Anyway, that's all the tweets and emails I got. Like I said, I've got another email for the game of the year, and that is next week. So you need to come correct with your lists.
Yep.
We're going to run it down. This is your first show doing this, so like everybody said, like you get 10 games. We try to do right around 10 games. You can also do disappointments. You can do honorable mentions. You can do whatever you want as far as that stuff goes. So, and then we'll chat about the games. I'm sure there'll be plenty of conversation. And Chad is right, emailing in, like, I think God of War and Elden Ring are the only 2 games that a lot of people are crossing on. Like, I think we're going to see a lot of really different titles from different people.
Agreed. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I know I've got at least 3 games on my list that nobody else is going to have on theirs. So.
I guarantee you I got at least 2 or 3 that nobody's going to have. It's just, it's been a year of, like, there's not as many games that are universally loved by everybody, but there's still a ton of games that everybody loved. So,
yep.
That should be fun. But no, this is, it feels good to be back. I at least get one day before I have to go back to work. Like, we're off tomorrow, so I don't have to go back till Tuesday. But God, I've got to get myself back in the groove. It's been, I've been off for almost 2 weeks.
Oh, man.
Into the groove.
Yeah, I forgot what it's like to have to work. All I've done is sleep, wake up, eat, play Overwatch, and go back to bed.
Sounds pretty good.
It's been a good 2 weeks, I ain't gonna lie. Mental health, man, you need it.
Sure.
But anyway, if you want to tweet at us on Twitter, it's at N4G Podcast. If you want to follow us, Terrence is at Lord Magnus, Ryan is at WombatRP, and I am at ZTGD. I'm assuming on Twitter, who knows, that shit may go away some, I don't know. If you want to shoot us an email, it's podcast@ztgd.com. Also, Phoenix Down is coming. They recorded it last week. Obviously, this is literally the first time I've turned on my PC in 2 weeks. So, that should be up hopefully this week. As well as, I think I've got like 7 reviews sitting in my inbox that need to go out. So, all of that stuff will be back up to speed this week, kicking off 2023, which I'm going to call it right now. First show of 2023. 2023 might be the best year of games ever.
Could be.
Could be.
Fingers crossed.
Next year's Game of the Year show will be so much harder.
Oh my God. That just means it's going to be so much longer. Ah.
Dude, we used to do 2. We had so many people doing it, we used to do 2 shows.
We did, yeah.
Oh, wait, no. I thought you meant the Game Awards, not our show.
Oh,
I
no.
thought you were talking about
Well,
Geoff's show.
No,
I'm
Geoff's
cool with our
show won't be
We-
as long next week because Christopher Judge won't get an award.
Oh, that's right. There's no God of War coming, so
No
we're
God of
good.
War. We're good. Unless they remake that game, then maybe.
Oh, well, it's Sony, so they might.
Yeah. 2018 was when God of War came out. That's due for a remake.
Yeah, we could remake it for PS5. We'll just do it from ground up.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Perfect. Let your soul glow. Anyway, we're going to get out of here. Peace, bitches.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.
Epic fail. Welcome to the N4G Podcast. Zero tolerance.
This is going to be a very interesting episode.
Gather time.
Greetings, programs. I got lost trying to find my way to the secret underground N4G Radio lair.
The Wombat. And
always live being angry.
Killer Wolverine. Play games, not consoles. No fanboys allowed.
And then I killed the dragon. 8.0.